Hey, what's up everybody? This is angryhippielady, and we are back for another episode here on the YouCraft server. So, I just want to talk with you guys. I had some stuff happen today, and I don't know. Maybe I want some opinions. I don't know. But although technically it is the 10th of February, I'm gonna be talking like it's the 9th of February. It was my... Oh, actually that is what I wanted. No, let's do it to this point right here. Keep on making this bigger and bigger, and I don't know if it needs to be any bigger, because I'm gonna do it on the other side too. But anyway, it was my deceased father's birthday, so that kind of sets the tone for today. But it's been 6 years since he passed away. I think I've alluded to it here on this channel that about my father, but I've never really directly talked about him. But he was not a good person, to put it lightly. I don't like talking bad about him still, just because it feels wrong. He has no way to defend himself. He wouldn't have any way to defend himself, and like, even if he was alive, if he was alive, I wouldn't be doing this right here. I wouldn't be who I am right now if he lived those 6 years. But anyway, yeah, he wasn't terrible, you know. He definitely had his good moments. He was a good person sometimes, and he was a good father sometimes, and he taught me a lot of good things. And I'm very glad that he did. He taught me, you know, basic living, like how to start a fire with minimal things, and how, you know, what can be eaten and what can't. And he's the reason I started archery, which I'm still bad at. I still shoot too far to the right for some reason, because my this is how somebody put it one time. My dominant arm is my right hand, or my dominant hand is my right hand, but my dominant eye is my left eye. At least that's what he's noticing, or that person was noticing. And which is weird. I don't know how to fix that. I mean, there's nothing I can really... I feel like I can't really do much about that. But anyway, this isn't about my archery. It got very quick. It very quickly drifted to archery, because I want to avoid the subject. Let's put this away. I don't need this right here. But yeah, he you know, he was the first person that I shot a bow with, and the reason why I used to want to shoot guns, but I've long since grown out of that. I do not want to handle a gun at all. I don't trust myself. So yeah, it's not that I'm against guns. It's just I don't want to. But anyway, he taught me a lot of important things. He played soccer with me, and baseball, and even volleyball, and badminton, and croquet, and all that stuff. But he was an abusive parent. I apparently was the lucky one. I never got beaten. I only suffered verbal abuse and what I had to see living in my household. There's still things that haunt me a whole lot. I find that I don't know, maybe I'm hiding it from myself, but I don't feel like I'm affected as much as my siblings were. But anyway, apparently, my mom called here today and she was like, so do you know what day today it is? Or what day today is? And I was like, it's February 9th. Oh, big whoop, Mom. What's the big deal about February 9th? Is there something going on at church, or is there something going on that I need to know about? And she's like, it was your dad's birthday. And I was like, what? I mean, did you really just call me to tell me that it was a dead man's birthday? And she's like, well, your brother, I just got off the phone with your brother, and I just, and your sister called earlier, and I felt like I just wanted to talk to you and see how you were doing. And it's just like, well, I don't even think about that man. I really don't. Not on a regular basis. When I do, it's usually because I'm having a breakdown of some kind. And I do have breakdowns sometimes. Typically I'm very I've pretty much accepted what happened to us as children. I did. I'm not saying that I accept abuse as a thing that should happen. I just accept it as something that did happen, and I try to move on from it. I'm trying to be the adult that I should be, at least. But yeah, it really it got me thinking. I spent a long time thinking about this, trying to understand my siblings' desire to recognize my dead father's birthday, or our dead father's birthday. I still don't really understand the desire to recognize our abuser's birthday, our father, our life giver. Yeah, but that should be enough. That's bright enough. They don't need light, but it's more to keep mobs from spawning. Should have put it more in the middle, like right here-ish. Oh, that's gonna piss some people off. Ooh, no. Let's see, are we 2 now? Or 2 high? No, they're 3 high. There. I just don't see the need to recognize a dead man's birthday. I don't see the point in dredging up old feelings, old memories. I feel like my sister of all people would understand that that dredging it up isn't good. Just because we're recovering. It's been a long journey, but we've all had our time to heal from whatever we went through. And I might talk about it more in another episode. Because it's good to talk about it and blah 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 blah, everything I've heard over and over and over from every youth minister I've ever had, every adult that knows about it. They've all said the same thing, that if you need to talk about it, I'm here for you. Just like after he died, there were hundreds of people that hugged me and was like, if you ever need someone to talk to. Bullshit. But that's something to talk about for another episode. But yeah, oh, I already had these on me. I didn't realize that. Yeah, so what did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about life and the pursuit of happiness. No, I just wanted to talk about it because I know I've mentioned him and kind of alluded to the idea that he was not the best person in the world, and he wasn't the worst by far. I understand, and I think I've come to terms with that. My sister often, my siblings definitely. I'll respond to that in a little bit, but I feel like my sister is she she I feel like she's more affected by what we've been through. Uh, and I don't know how to deal with that because our family's never really been the sharing kind, but she in the past few years she married into a good family, and I'm very proud of her for that. She's found a good husband and good people to surround herself with, and she's opening up, and shares more, and sometimes I really just don't give a shit to listen. Other times I'll sit there and hear her out some, but yeah, I feel like she's been more affected by her father than me or my brother. Granted, my brother is a drunk. Um, it sounds like he's gotten a little bit better, but he he wasn't doing too good for a while. I know I already have materials on me. I'm gonna grab some. Do you want to grab some quartz and some nether brick and quartz, and we're just gonna go into these chests and drop some stuff off that we don't need anymore. But you know, just to give you a little bit of an idea of how much it stuck with us, what we went through as kids. Uh, after Dad had been dead for a little bit, it wasn't that long. It was only maybe a week at that point. But my brother was driving the truck. He seemed the most upset about it, about Dad dying. When Mom came to us and she's like, so the doctor said that if he even turns the corner at this point, because he had a stroke and his brain had expanded to the point where it was pushing against the skull and blah 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 blah. Doctor said even if he came back, like even if he woke up, he would be a vegetable. And I was like, well, I don't want to deal with a dad like that because he would hate us all if he had that capacity to hate. And I'm gonna have to break this for a moment and steal this. Thank you, because I need a workbench. I'll replace it later. Here, look. Replaced it. Fixed. And I was the first one to be like, then what are you coming to us for? You know, what do you need from us? We can't do anything. She's like, well, I want to check with you guys. And he's saying the best choice is to pull the plug. And I was like, okay, so do it. And I think it surprised my family a whole lot. At the time I was 16, I think. 15 or 16. And I think it worried them some that I was so accepting of a person dying and even so willing to have a, you know, plug pulled, quote unquote. But I think that they didn't think that I fully grasped the how big of a choice that was that I just all of a sudden made. And I'll be honest with you, I understood. I understood completely what pulling the plug meant. I had talked with my mother in 8th grade. I was like, look, if I ever go into a comatose state or a vegetable, or I become a vegetable, let me die. If I die or anything, don't let them bring me back. I don't want to come back. I don't want to be suffering. I don't want to just be laying there. That is not life, and that's not how I want to live. If I am still in this world, I want to know I am still in this world. And that was 8th grade me. I still hold that same belief. I'm pretty sure I've already told my boyfriend that. If I haven't, I need to tell him that because it's an important thing to know. Because something could happen any day, and you need to be prepared for the worst. But I fully understood what pulling the plug meant, and I fully understood that that would mean my father dying. Now, some of you listening probably think that sounds really harsh. It is. I will admit that is a very harsh thing of me to say, to think, and to know the full extent of my actions or my words. And I understand. But Dr. Phil always said, when you say but, that's like completely ignore everything I just said, or completely ignoring everything that you just said, or whatever. I completely understood what everything meant. And, maybe the reason why I was so accepting of his death is because of the abuse. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I might concede that some of it was because of, like, some of the reason why I was so accepting of it was because of the abuse. I will go so far as to say that. I won't say that it's all about it, though. I will never give him that benefit. But yeah. So that decision was obviously made. It was pulled. He died. The end. For him. At least. Wow, that was a really harsh laugh. I'm sorry. I covered my mouth a little bit there because I kind of felt bad about that laugh. Trust me, it's been worse. I laughed at my grandmother's, his mother's funeral. Me and my sister were joking around at the funeral. I was never really all that close to the woman. I found out that Dad's mean streak came from her. And I really didn't give two shits about her. We never really connected that much, although I was her favorite grandchild. I only saw her maybe once or twice a year, and I don't know, when you learn somebody's dirty secrets or learn what they're really like, sometimes you just kind of, I don't know, you treat them differently. Yeah, I definitely would say that I treated my grandmother differently after I found out that she, her side of the family was where the mean streak came from. I didn't hate her. I didn't like dance on her grave or piss on it or anything, but I wasn't sad. I was a little sad about losing my father. I will say that, but I wasn't. I didn't cry. I've cried since. You know, it's a sad thing to lose a parent, even if they were abusive and all that. It's still sad. They are part of your DNA. They are part of the reason why you were there. Although I was a terrible accident. I will tell you what, my mom, she was on 2 contraceptives when she got pregnant with me, and yeah. But anyway, yeah, this has gone on long enough. I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna talk more about my dad, my family, all that, in later episodes. Um, but if you're in a similar situation, you are more than welcome to contact me. I'm a good listener. Not such a good talker. I'm a good listener though. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. I am Angry Hippie Lady, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace out.